Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to this channel. This is my Optavia journey, and I'm almost 5 years in. And it is a journey. It is a journey. In my first 6 months on the plan, I lost an enormous amount of weight. I maintained that weight for probably 3 years, and then over the course of the last year and a half, I put on these pandemic pounds, and I'm just absolutely, I tried to do a reboot back about a year ago. It didn't take, but this time I'm doing it different, because what I'm doing is I'm posting constantly on my Facebook stories. I'm putting myself out there. I'm making myself accountable. So it is day 9 of this reboot, whatever you want to call it, round 2. Over the last year and a half, I've gained some weight. I'm not back to where I was at, not by a long shot, but I'm not back to where I was at before I started the plan, not by a long shot, but I'm not where I was on the plan either. And so I am, I don't know, I've just kind of got my mind made up to be public and to do this thing. And so part of that is me doing this channel. So I'm out and about, fixing to run to the post office. I'm gonna go to the office for just a little while, probably upload this video, and then I'm going to, if everything's good, I'm gonna go home around noon or early afternoon and work on a project that I'm doing at home. One of the things that I've noticed, and I talked to Felicia about this morning, is that when we first started this plan almost 5 years ago, we were absolutely precise in our portion sizes. We just set a camera a little bit. We weighed our lean, and we measured out our green, and we did that. But then it got to where we had done it so much, we felt like we could just do it without the scale. But you know, we knew what 6 ounces of 5 ounces of sirloin looked like, or 5 ounces of chicken. We felt like that. We knew what that looked like, and so we got away from weighing. Since we've been back on the plan, these 9 days, this is day 9, 8 days, today's day 9. Since we've been back on the plan, I think we have only prepared 1, maybe 2 meals, lean and green meals at home. We've been on the go a lot. We've been eating in restaurants, and when we go to restaurants, you know, we attempt to have due diligence and order things that are lean and green, but we're not measuring. For instance, yesterday, after a full day at the church and church services and meetings and all this stuff, we went to the Mexican restaurant, and they have a meal that it's a steak, but their steak is cut really thin, real thin, and it's cooked really well. So if there was any fat in it, it was cooked out for the most part. And it comes with a salad, lettuce and tomato, with some avocado, a little bit of onion, and a whole jalapeno pepper. So I felt like that I was okay eating those ingredients. I did not. The meal actually comes with tortilla shells, rice, and beans, and I just tell them no tortilla shells, no rice, no beans. And so all I get is the steak, the lettuce, tomato, onion, avocado salad, and that's what I had for my lean and green yesterday. However, I had a scale with me, I might have found that my steak probably was an ounce or two over. Now you may say, well, what would you do if your steak were 2 ounces over? Well, what I did when I had the greatest success is if my steak was 2 ounces over, I cut some off of it and I reweighed it. I give it to someone else that's at the table, offer it to them, give it to the dog, whatever, and I'll trim it. So I know that we have 2 food scales in our home somewhere. Now we have a storage room that looks like a bomb went off in it, and we're fixing to rectify that because that's the project I'm working on. But I asked Felicia this morning, did she have any idea where those food scales were at? And she said, I think they're in the storage room. And I had already tried. I went to the storage room, I opened the door, I took about 2-3 steps in, and I stopped. I just looked around a little bit, and I came out. I just could not handle the chaos in that room. So I've asked her to find the scale today. She offered to look for it, so I asked her to do so, to find that scale, make sure it's working, see if it needs a battery. If she can't find it, let me know. I'll go buy another one. I think that exact same scale at Walmart is $14.97. Money well spent. So she asked me what I wanted to eat today for the lean and green, and we have some chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken breasts in our refrigerator. Bought a big pack the other day for that one meal that we cooked at home, and I didn't put the rest out in the freezer. I put it in a Ziploc bag and just stuck it in the fridge. I told her, I said, well, we need to eat that chicken. We need to eat that chicken. It's been in the fridge for a few days now, and we need to eat that. So we're gonna cook that chicken. And right now I'm kind of feeling. We like to buy okra. It's not breaded okra. It's just cut up okra. It comes in bags, frozen bags of frozen okra. We buy it at Walmart, and then we just cook it in a little bit of oil, a little bit of olive oil, maybe some spray. And you don't have to have a lot of oil to cook that okra because it's kind of got its own little slimy thing going on. But I cook it and 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 I cook it until it's not slimy anymore. And I think a grain of that okra is 1 cup, and we get 2 grains, so that's 2 cups, and 2 cups of that okra is a big portion. So I think for our lean and green today, which will probably be around 5 or 6. Usually we eat at 6. For our lean and green today, I'm going to have chicken weighed and okra measured. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Another thing that I've done, and this occurred to me this morning because I was searching for other YouTube channels. And quite honestly, there are not a lot of current. I'm not finding a lot of current YouTube stuff. Everything I'm seeing is 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. I mean, there's a couple that I found. The other thing that I'm not finding are other men that are doing what I'm doing on YouTube. It's pretty much from what I've found in going to YouTube and typing in Optavia journey, and then scrolling through that I'm the only man I found. Now, I did find a couple, husband and wife, and I watched one of their videos, but it was primarily her. She was doing the video. She put him in it just a little bit. She was doing the video. So I may be the Lone Ranger out here in YouTube world when it comes to Optavia journey. And during this time, I want to keep it up to date and current, keep you abreast and informed, and maybe encourage you, because I tell you this, that I am absolutely convinced in this program. I am. Now look, I know that there are other ways to lose weight, and I encourage you. Maybe Optavia is not for you. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you want to do ketogenic diet or something like that. And I don't think ketogenic would work for me, because I need something that's a little more regimented. And that's what Optavia does for me. It's regimented. And it's easy. All I got to do is walk to the pantry. And pick out a fueling, which I'm due for this in about 15 minutes. All I got to do is just go pick out a fueling. And I love protein. I love the ketogenic idea because I love fat. I love steak. I love bacon. I love those things. But I've done low carb before with some limited success. And I'm just telling you that for me, that Optavia is my answer because number one, it's easy. It's easy. And number two, it works. And now I understand that at, nearly $500 a month, that it hits the pocketbook a little bit. But this is what we do. We have a grocery budget anyway, and Optavia just has, in the last 5 years, has replaced a lot of things that we used to buy that we don't buy anymore. So our normal changed. We have a new norm when it comes to buying groceries. And we don't buy a lot of those things that we used to buy, peanut butter, bread, potatoes. There's just things that we just don't buy. So we go to the store and we pick out some meat, which meat's been expensive lately. And we eat a lot of salad with low-calorie salad dressing, and broccoli and okra and cabbage and collard, turnip, and mustard greens. That's the kind of green beans. Did I say broccoli? That's the kind of stuff. I'm trying to block out that sign. That's the kind of stuff that we like. And so all that other stuff, cookies, Little Debbie snacks, potato chips, all that stuff, jelly, peanut butter, none of that stuff that we buy anymore. And our son, our 40-year-old son, who is a special needs young man, is about to get married. He's 40 years old. He's always lived with us. And us buying groceries for him, it increases our budget. And so he's about to get married and moving out. And so our grocery budget should go down a little bit. And so it's just a new norm. It's just a new norm for us. So my whole point was this. I know that it's a little pricey, but if you look at what you would typically eat, I sat down and I did a cost analysis, and I think there's a video on this channel about the cost analysis. Now I know that the cost of Optavia has changed since I did that video. When I did that video, Optavia still had the MetaFast Classic fuelings, which is what we used, and they were, I think $2 a box cheaper, and then even since then, I think the fuelings have gone up a little bit. So I know the cost is different, but if you think about this, it's what, $14 a day? I don't even know for sure anymore. I have to go back and do the math, but it used to be around $13 a day. Even if it's $15 a day, $15 a day, how much money, if you work outside the home or if you're out and about, how much money would you spend a week on, say, Chick-fil-A? That's not being on the plan, of course. If you go through McDonald's and you order a Big Mac Happy Meal large, what's that going to cost you? And so, if you delete a trip through the fast food joint every day. Another thing is before I was on the plan, I hit the store 2 or 3 times a day for a Diet Coke or a candy bar or something like that. I mean, so you just have to look at it. You're going to quit buying some things. And when I first started this plan and I did that, I determined that I really wasn't spending more money than I was before. I was just spending money on something different. Now my life is different. I'm on a different schedule. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't go anywhere, and you have to buy all your groceries, and you can buy groceries and you can eat cheaper. I get that. And so for you, it may be just, hey, it may be sacrificing in some other way. So I ramble. So my point being that this is day 9, and thank you for hanging here and with me. I'm about to have, I'm about to have a frosted cinnamon spice crisp bar. This is not my favorite. I'm not crazy about this bar, but we are actually, I'm actually getting a little stressed that we might run out of fuelings before our next box comes. And so we just eat what's there. And hey, having said that, I'll make another video about this, but look, all these fuelings don't taste great. I eat the oatmeal for breakfast almost every morning. It's not great. It's not. I've said before that I think it has the taste and the texture of something that was probably fed to prisoners of war during the Vietnam War. I mean, it looks like it's not great. And so this is better than that. But you're on a health program, and everything's not going to be great. And people go, well, I just don't like the taste of that. Well, okay. Take it anyway. Treat it like medicine. Don't throw it away. Don't quit. Just pinch your nose and get it down. Now, some of the fuelings are delicious. If you're watching this and you're considering Optavia, you'll learn the fuelings that you like. The reason I eat oatmeal every morning is because it's a powdered fueling, which I like to start the day with a powdered fueling, and it's hot. I like a hot breakfast. So I've been on here for 17 minutes. I'll talk to you later.